And today's Thursday, which I like to refer to as Friday Eve. Hallelujah, the week is almost over and the weekend is almost here. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel and to Vlogmas Day 7. Today's December 7, 2017, and I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys what I have for my students today. And today's Thursday, which I like to refer to as Friday Eve. Hallelujah, the week is almost over and the weekend is almost here. I'm actually looking forward to the weekend so I can sleep in and rest because, like, you know, I have a cold. And I'm trying to get rid of it desperately, but I know that a little bit of more rest will help me definitely. So I'll try to catch up with you guys later, probably during my planning time. So as you saw in the little video clip that you saw before this one, I went ahead and I printed these stop and go signs for behavior and I laminated them. I'm going to now cut them out and I'm going to share them with the students. I'm trying to revamp my behavior management system to see if this will work and hopefully will help the students behave a little better in class. So here are the final stop and go signs for behavior that I was able to laminate and cut out. And I put them together with a binder clip. I also went ahead and I updated my PowerPoint that I use. These are daily slides that I was inspired to create after watching Pocketful of Primary also use them in her classroom. I did not purchase these from her, but I cannot sell these either because they're her idea and she's the one that came up with them. I just went ahead and I made my own. But basically, this is the slide that I'm going to go over tomorrow. And yes, I also borrowed the idea of ketchup and pickles from her. So this is a slide. So I'm going to go over how behavior is going to be monitored in the classroom with Class Dojo and using the stop and go signs. And then I went ahead and I went over what the stop sign means and how students receive a stop sign. And I also went over how the students receive a go sign, which is for outstanding behavior. And basically, the stop sign is going to serve almost like a warning that if the student doesn't make a better choice, they're going to lose dojo points. And the go sign is to reward students that are following the rules and expectations of the classroom so that if they still have their go sign at the end of the class period, they will earn the dojo points in dojo for their outstanding behavior. And those are the way that I hope I can monitor and continue to monitor classroom behavior in the classroom. And one of my students brought this cute little toy for me today, which is almost like a stress ball, but it's way softer and it just feels really nice when you squeeze it. And not only that, but it happens to be a panda, which I love pandas, and my favorite color, which is blue. So thank you so much to my student who gave me this beautiful gift. And I wanted to quickly show you what our day was like today for instruction. Again, this is the daily slide that I got inspired to create my own from the one that I noticed on Pocketful of Primary's video, which if I find a video, I'll link it down below in the description box so you can see her video and see how she uses her daily slides. But basically, I just took her idea and I just made my own. They look pretty similar. So this is how I started with my morning group, and then we went over the Do Now, which was our daily language warm-up, and they ended up doing both Wednesday and Thursday of that one. Since we were testing for iReady, they hadn't done it on Monday or Tuesday, since that was taking up most of our instructional time. This is the schedule, and this is what we were working on, finishing up on Wonders Unit 1, Week 4. Again, we're behind because we had the hurricane, and then I also had to spend some more time on compare and contrast, and I took a break from Wonders to read a novel with my students, which is Wonder. So basically today we were just wrapping up, going over the discussion of the text structure, making connections with a crash course. We did the same with the paired selection, which is the POCKETFUL project. And then we went further into review and what our prompt was. And this is how I have the students unwrap their prompt. So they read the prompt, and I tell them to do APT, which is audience purpose task. And to find the APT is as easy as 1, 2, 3. So I always go, APT is as easy as 1, 2, 3. What's 1, 2, 3? Well, 1 is first we circle our essay keyword. So they find the essay keyword in this prompt after they read it twice, and the keyword is informative. So they're going to write an informative essay. Then 2 is they find the topic. So what is the topic of this prompt? It's explaining the different scientific forces and motions and how they affect the way things work. 3 is they have to ask if is a part or a 2-part prompt. This happens to be a 2-part prompt because not only do the students have to explain about forces in motion, but they also have to show how they affect the way things work. So those are 2 things that they have to make sure they address in their essay. So after they find their 1, 2, 3, then they find an APT. A stands for audience. So if the prompt doesn't say who the audience is, the student then needs to automatically know that they're writing for the teacher. So they have to write in academic writing. Then they find the purpose. The purpose is what kind of writing are they going to create. So the purpose is to inform, because this is an informative essay. And what is the task? The task happens to be to explain forces in motion and how they affect how things work. So after that, I went over the features of an informative essay, which is a resource that our district provides for us. And basically it goes over all the features of what makes an informative essay. They highlight very important words for the kids to remember. They have to clearly introduce the controlling idea. They have to have some type of organizational structure that has logically grouped ideas together, develops evidence, and provides relevant facts, uses precise language, appropriate linking ideas, and a satisfying conclusion. So after that, the students then went over the writing rubric. And this is the writing rubric that I put together using the state rubric. And I just put it color-coded so that it's easier to see what a 4 in PFO looks like and what a 4 in EE looks like, a 3, and it just goes down. A 2 in conventions is proficient, whereas a 2 in PFO and EE is not proficient. Purpose, focus, and organization, and EE is evidence and elaboration. C is for conventions, but a 2 in conventions is the highest score. And then it goes into what makes a paper have these different scores in those domains. So I went over that rubric. I have one for informative essays and opinion essays. And then this is another resource that our district provides. So it goes over the characteristics of a top score. This is for opinion writing. We're looking at informational writing, informative. So here is what a top score paper will look like for purpose, focus, and organization, evidence and elaboration, and conventions. So once we went over that, we make sure we reviewed the different ways that we gather evidence. We had already gathered evidence on the big race, which was the first selection that we read, and we gathered evidence on what it said about forces, what it said about motion, and this is the second part of the prompt, how force and motion affect the way things work as it relates to this passage, and then they elaborated. And this is my elaboration example. So I provided that for the students so that they can put their own elaboration. And yeah, I put all these slides here so I remember what comes next. Again, I love the idea from POCKETFUL Primary, and I'm like, oh my God, that really organizes my day. So I love that. So I put that. And then after lunch, we continued. So with my morning class, we were able to look into a crash course in forces and motion and collect what it says about forces, what it says about motion, and how force and motion affect the way things work as it relates to what was presented in the text. And this is my elaboration example that is related to this. So tomorrow they're going to do the same thing for the POCKETFUL project. And I did the same thing for my afternoon class. The only difference is that we didn't get to do this one for the crash and course, because again, my afternoon class whenever I see my class in the afternoon, they have less time than my morning group. So this is basically what our day was like today. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below and tell me what you liked and any ideas that inspired you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to hit the subscription button. And if you are subscribed, please don't forget to hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a future video. Thanks again. I hope you have a beautiful day and don't forget to smile.